Good evening, everyone, to our Wealth Wednesday podcast. My name is Peter No. I'm a Senior Presidential Director here with Lifewave, and I will be introducing to you my co-host very soon because she needs a proper edification. But I just want to make sure everybody, big welcome to you and welcome to our Team Evolve Wealth Wednesday podcast as we are starting out our new series for our community to hear and meet our brand partners who have made a commitment to not only change their health with our health technology, but they're also changing their wealth with our life-changing opportunity. So in the next 30 minutes, you will be hearing from our builders from all walks of life, from all the ranks in our company on why they chose Lifewave to build, how this opportunity has changed their life, and why they partnered up with Lifewave. So without further ado, I would love to introduce to you my co-host for the evening. Her name is Bhimi Cayce. She is our Senior Presidential Director. So she has been an advocate of health. She's been an entrepreneur for over 45 years. Wow. She was one of the first to open up in California, Southern California, the first holistic healing center. That's why her passion is all about helping people in the health. She has joined Lifewave in 2020, and she has built a beautiful team. She is our highest rank in her company with a wealth of knowledge and a wealth of experience. And Bhimi, how are you doing tonight?
Well, thank you, Peter. I'm doing great. I am super excited to be here and love hearing these testimonials. So let's jump right in.
Let's do it.
Okay, I'm turning over admitting to you. All right, so I have the pleasure of interviewing Michelle Colson, and she is a senior director with Lifewave, and she is a busy mom, busy. She has 4 kids. That is huge. And I believe they have certain medical needs as well. And she's been in network marketing for a decade, and she loves this industry. She's very passionate about motivating others and helping people with their health and their wellness and reaching their business goals. So welcome, Michelle. Glad to have you on tonight.
Thank you, Bhimi. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to share with you my journey, and hopefully it inspires you to catapult your own journey with Lifewave. As Bhimi said, I do have 4 children, and they do all have chronic medical needs. I have 2 children that have cardiomyopathy. My son has eosinophilic esophagitis, and my daughter is almost a 5-year cancer survivor. So my passion with health and wellness started about a decade ago, and it just kind of landed me in the lap of this network marketing industry. So that's kind of how I got here. So did you want me to talk, or did you want to ask questions?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you some questions, but thank you for starting with that, because that really lets us know, what has focused you so strongly on health, because there's nothing like your own personal health challenges, especially with your family, to look for solutions that are different than what's out there in the regular medical area. So as far as your background, give us a little idea about what you've done before.
Sure. So prior to entering the network marketing industry, I've had my own accounting firm for over 20 years. I'll date myself a little bit here. And then when my son was born with this chronic disease, as I mentioned, it just kind of started this health and wellness journey with me. And I just became fixated on anything that I could help heal him and his body. So I started with another network marketing company with no intention of growing a business whatsoever, but just based on pure passion of sharing the product and helping people. I was pretty successful in that business. So it gives me a little bit of a point of reference to compared to what Lifewave has to offer. And I was introduced to Lifewave about 2 years ago. And the drastic difference has just been monumental in the growth in both being able to help more people and monetarily. So I've just been so excited to be here and part of Lifewave.
Well, I know you said, and previously you never really built a business, even though you were in some networking companies. So what is it about Lifewave that really motivated you to want to build?
Well, I did build a huge organization. In fact, I was top 6% of my prior company. But with that, I will tell you that in the first 3 months of building Lifewave as a business, I had made more income with Lifewave than I did in 10 years prior to building with a different company.
Wow.
So I do have quite a big point of reference to say, hey, I know the work it takes to build this business and I know the dedication, but I also know how much pressure can be taken off with the right type of systems and support. Product first and foremost. Our product is just, there's no competition, which is huge, right? It's not another thing you have to mix. It's not another drink. It's not another pill. It's completely unique. And being able to enter our client base with something that's a brand new technology to them and not have competition is huge in growing a business. And our compensation plan, coming from an accounting background, nobody can touch it. It's so great. I mean, and it's so, the pressure is off of all the month end and this and that. And it's just so simplistic to build with this company.
Yeah, I think you hit it right on the nose, what the nail on the head here, because when you don't have competition, you have a unique product that works so well. It's not like you have to push to educate people. It's like the product does the work. And with your skill set, and tell us about how the team system, because this is something very unique, how this system that Marcy and Peter built really has helped you build different than before.
It is. In fact, that was one of the things that really attracted me to doing this as a business was there was no system I had to put in place. In my previous company, I had to figure out how to support my customers, how to educate my customers, how to work with my business builders, what that looked like. And walking into this team where all of that is done for us on 2 simple websites that we all have access to share. And if you don't know those websites, get on those websites, learn those websites. And that's really the key and the meat and the potatoes of supporting your business growth. And most importantly, duplication. So you don't have to recreate the wheel for other people that want to join your business. All you have to do is plug into the systems we already have provided for us, which is a huge advantage.
I totally agree. And with all the kind of background that you've had and how you're leading your team, what is really like, I guess, the best thing that you do with your team that you have seen the best results happen?
This may come out wrong, but I love that I can play stupid and say, I don't know, but if you go to startx39biz.com, I bet you will find it there. Because what that does is it empowers them to know where to go for that resource. And then I'm no longer the point of contact. And I plan on having, I have a lot of business partners, but I want like 100 times as many business partners as I have. And so being able to have that resource to redirect them to, it not only takes that off of my plate, but it empowers them as leaders to know exactly what to do for their leaders.
That is great. I love that, because when you're growing your team and you have so many people, you can't hand feed everybody, right? And that's why the system is so good. And you hit it, that exposing site link is like gold. It's the best thing. Yes. So last question, what's your vision going forward with Lifewave?
Oh my gosh, Bhimi. You know me pretty well, sister. You know, you're asking a lot of this question. I don't see any limits. And that's the beautiful part about this business is you can't stop because there's nobody that can't use this product. So I envision just having many, many, many people sharing this product with me and just celebrating with us all the people that we're able to help. A little, just being a mom of kids with medical issues, I know firsthand the feeling that you get when you find a product that you're like, oh my gosh, this is helping, right? And just because I know how great these patches work, I get to give that gift to so many people. And that's my goal really, is just to share this with everybody that comes across my path and say, you've got this going on. I can't promise I can cure you, but I can promise you you can have some benefit of health. And I can promise you that this can get better. And just hearing the hope that something can get better when you're in a point of desperation, that gift is priceless. So just being able to help millions and millions of people to have that feeling and to ignite business partners to help me share that message is where I envision myself being.
Well, I can feel your passion to patch. And it's very strong, and your heart is, really connected into that passion. So I know when you talk to people, that's coming across too, and that's very engaging. So thank you so much. And we know that you're growing a huge team, and we're going to see you walk across that stage in October. So just keep on, keep going. Thanks,
you. Bhimi.
I want to piggyback from Michelle. I mean, for a mother of four, of how much she has gone through, for her to choose to put her time into a business, and for the business to be so structured, so smooth, for her to put her time into the business and into her family. Who here loves balance in their life? Raise your hand. That is what we provide here in our organization. And if you're a brand new guest, or if you're a builder here listening to this or the recording, when you take a look at the system, you will totally understand how we balance our life out. So Michelle, thank you for helping us out tonight, and can't wait to see you on Friday for the party. All right, Bhimi, wow.
Well, Peter, before you get going, I just want to say a couple of words about you, because not everybody knows everything about you. But we know a lot. But Peter is one of our just master leaders here. And he came into network marketing, I always say, when he was a child. He didn't even know that that's what he was going to do, but he had it in his blood, because he didn't go to college and get a degree. I mean, he kind of dabbled, but he didn't get a degree. He was 10 years in the beauty industry, and he wanted to help people look good. And then he got into direct sales, 18 years, and created global billion-dollar teams. And now he found his golden egg and is just soaring in Lifewave. So Peter, take it away with our next interview.
Thank you, Bhimi, for that beautiful introduction. Let me mute this real quick. Boop. There you go. So thank you for the beautiful introduction. And the next person I'm loving to interview too, he was with us last week as he was doing an interviewer. I really resonated with Bryan. I mean, when I read his resume, when I read his background, it really resonates with mine in a sense of how passionate he is. So, and I wanted to bring him back this week so we can really get to know him more personal. And when you understand who he is as a builder and the length of the building he is, okay, we want to get to know this man because he is leading the charts here, and he has sacrificed a lot to be here with us in Lifewave. So Bryan Penrod, he's from San Antonio, Texas. He has two sons, okay, two sons. He first heard about this industry at the age of 18, but before he even jumped in, when he was 21, he was mentored for 3 years. During those years, he learned what to look for in a company. By the time he was at 25 years old, he found his home. He put his stake in it, and he was with that company for 25 years. He has built to not thousands, hundreds of thousands of distributors worldwide, made I don't know how much amount of money, okay, developed the company from literally the beginning stages to a billion-dollar brand. And you know, when you're involved in a billion-dollar brand, the level of experience is next to none, okay? It's whole nother level. He's literally went through his life just like all of us do. He kind of was waiting for a calling, and Lifewave found him a little bit over 7.5 months ago. So without sharing more details, everyone, I'd love you to introduce to you Bryan Penrod. How are you doing this evening, Bryan?
Hey, I'm doing great tonight. Hey, everybody.
Oh,
What a
Bryan.
great first testimonial. Could so relate to Michelle.
And you know, when you hear it from testimonials like Michelle, I mean, it just really touches my heart because she has children. She's a single mom, okay? And I think a lot of people can relate with her. But I want to hear your story also too, because a lot of people need to hear your story and relate with you as a builder. So Bryan, can you share with us a little bit about your background? Where did you come from? Who are you? And then we'll go to the next questions.
Yeah, so I was basically an Air Force kid that landed in San Antonio, Texas back in 1988, had traveled all over the place. The only vacations that I had ever been on was basically from McDonald's to Hardee's to Grandpa and Grandma's house, all growing up, but got to see some amazing things. After high school, went into college, and I quickly figured out that whatever I was studying, I felt something wasn't right. And I was waiting tables full time, going to college full time. A friend of mine that was my boss at my very first job at SeaWorld, my first semester in college, tried to introduce me to Amway. That didn't work. But as a waiter, I kept meeting clients. I kept meeting people that came into the restaurants, and I was so curious because I didn't want to be an engineer. I didn't feel a calling in the medical profession, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do yet in life. And I think a lot of people in today's world are kind of like that, especially with a lot of the changes going on. So I kept meeting people that were coming in for a later lunch, that were tipping well. And I always asked people for their business cards, what they did for a living. And so many of these people were network marketers. Then I think I was 19 years old, I passed a gas station, and I felt like I needed to go. I looked up on at the magazine rack, and they had a Success magazine with a guy on the cover making, back in the early 90s, half of $1,000,000 a month with a network marketing company. And I thought, whoa, that's amazing. And I was already trying to think entrepreneurially, what kind of business do I want to start? And 3 days later, I recognized him sitting in my section at my restaurant. And so I just kept having things happen. And then eventually I joined, like I said, Amway, like you said, and it was a great experience, building my belief, seeing a whole sea of people at a convention for my first time, and thinking that, well, if everybody in here is doing this and somebody built this massive organization, lots of people did that, why can't I? Why can't I learn how to do that? So that's what I did.
Everybody, did you hear that? Why can't I? Who here ever wanted that one chance, that one opportunity to know that you can do something? And Jan is raising her hand because she's next to be interviewed. And she was the one that I never knew that was going to go there. So, Bryan, I think that story, I think everybody resonates with that. Now, in the 25 years when you were with your previous company, what did you really learn from there? I want to get to pick your brain. What did you learn from there? And what are you applying from what you learned from there to here? But then after that, I want to ask, what did you learn from here that you're combining those together?
Okay. So what I learned there that was very similar to here is that we had a product at that point in time that was the next frontier. It was different. It was exclusive. It was unique, and we didn't have any competition. And so you can have a great product, but there's other things that are necessary to be able to build an organization where I don't just want to be successful in this. I want to bring a lot of people with me and have it to where any average person from any background can succeed at it. So what I learned with that is that they needed a business system, a duplicable business system, kind of like when if you ever, remember receiving a beautiful color copy of a flyer, and it just, or you see on a screen and it's an original image and it's put together beautifully, it's put together perfectly, it's got attention to detail. And so that's what we had created there. It was a 10-step system, and it was exactly what to do, how to talk to people every step. And then we followed that up with live events. There was no real internet yet, social media, all of that. So we had regular weekly events, regular monthly events, and then duplicated this system in as many cities and countries and as big as it could get.
So now, what you've learned from your previous company, how did the team evolve system? What did you see that kind of matched that? And then what are you learning now that is kind of revolutionary from what you have not seen in the last 25 years?
Well, I've evaluated, probably like some of you have, hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of opportunities and looked at, everything about, what takes helps an opportunity survive and thrive, not just right now, not just some sizzle product that's exciting in the moment, but for something that's long-term and generationally. And so what I took from the previous company and what I've noticed here basically is that you don't just have something here that is matches what we had before. The team evolved system far exceeds anything I've ever seen in the network marketing profession. And I say that like with huge respect to you and Marcy and Bhimi and every other leader that's been involved with this. And so I learned really quickly that what I need to do is I need to learn this system. I need to go through startx39biz.com, see every portion of it, go through the 14 steps, click on every button everywhere and figure out what do I have access to. And then funneling, kind of like Michelle said, so we can duplicate our efforts and duplicate our time. Basically, I don't want to reinvent any wheels. I just want to share this product with people. It immediately is recognized, obviously, with stem cell technology being such a big buzzword out there right now. And I believe it's going to be in the future too. And then just plugging them into these live broadcasts, to the live patching protocols, to Start X39 Biz, to sharing testimonials that are so mind-blowing, so unique, so different than anything I've ever heard before. And I believe we have something extremely special here. We're very early still, and everybody on here, the blessing you have in your hands right now of what you can do to help change people's lives, amazing. I'm getting goosebumps right now myself.
Dude, you just got me those goosebumps right now too. So, Bryan, from a leader to leader, from build to build, we know how hard it is to build a business, right? We know as a leader, when you're running multiple leaders, when you're supporting every line, mentally, physically, financially, many times. And with this system that we've created where it kind of like eliminated a lot of those things, right? And because we're in a binary, we only pay 3 different ways, which we'll go into. Today, your first 8 months of your build, how simple or how much really time are you putting into this compared to your previous build? And I'm always going to use compared to, because I want each one of you that is watching this recording, I want you to compare this to anything else that you've done. So Give us that analogy, Bryan.
Well, first I want to say I love seeing that people that build this business on a part-time basis are seeing incredible results and growth, and that's phenomenal. In my case, because of what I have recognized that we have here, I just dove in full time. I also appreciate something else that Michelle said about balance. And so I am doing my best to balance my life to have just enough rest. But with every spare ounce of energy and everything I have on a daily basis, I'm putting it all into other people and into literally building this business, spending time with my kids. And I'm building this business with almost every ounce an hour. Sometimes building the business takes time, though, to just sit back and think about each person and think about how can you help them in this moment today, right here and now. And so I can relate to the balance part, but to answer your question, I'm putting everything into this right now, every ounce of everything. I believe in the compound effect that is this business can be kind of like, in a way, have you ever shaken up a soda pop?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you shake up a soda pop, and in the beginning of this, I figured that as much time as I could put into this, it's kind of like shaking up that soda pop the first year, and then eventually you either twist the top off and go, and then boom, explosive growth happens. So I'm putting a lot of effort in right now just because I believe in this system. I believe in what David Schmidt has, his vision for Lifewave. I believe in true health. I believe in true wealth, and we have it all here.
So I think this is a perfect segue, okay, to end our part. You've been part of the growth. You were responsible for part of a growth for $1 billion brand. I personally have not been in $1 billion brand build out. I've heard of it. I've seen it. I have not personally participated in it. How many of us have been part of $1 billion brand and participated in it before? Not a lot of people are raising their hand, Bryan. Where do you see this company? And I know now you're putting every single ounce of time into it because you want to take market share, right? Whoever you help, we're doing this, and everything that we're doing today will compound. But how does it feel to be part of $1 billion brand in the making? And how does it feel to be second time around to do that again in your career, which is, to me, is like almost like double championship. You're going to get two belts, right? 2 championship belts.
To whom much is given, much is required. I think I feel like this is such a gift to give to people that, and I'm just thinking of the product right now, but I could say the same thing about the business as well. And I'm so excited. I just forgot your question.
So the question is just, where do you see this now? Like for our viewers that never been part of $1 billion brand, what would you like to tell them? How would you manage their expectation of what is going to happen to Lifewave?
Yeah, this is going to go so global. And even in our own hometowns, where you could take, for example, California, where I've noticed some of the leaders are from, and you could take even that, any city or town in that area or anywhere. And if you're going to ask 100 people, have you heard of Lifewave yet? Even in those markets, hardly anybody has. The market penetration in our own backyards is nothing compared to what it's going to be. And so it's going to be a household word. Lifewave will be. It's going to be a household name. I think, who knows, but I believe with population growth and everything else, that Lifewave has an opportunity to grow to billions. I think that this team could be $1 billion team within a multi-billion dollar company. And so whatever you do right now has long-term effects, ripple effects. And so, you can put your toe in and test. And if you need to do that to build your own belief, that's so okay. I did that. I experimented the first couple of weeks on product, but then I just dove in all the way. And the sooner that you can do that, like you said, the more market share you'll be able to have. And you've just really got something special, because there are challenges right now, but I'll call customer service. It might take a little bit longer, but you know what? All that stuff, it all gets fixed as we grow. And so from what I've heard, there's some great announcements on the horizon from Lifewave that it's just going to get better and better and better. I feel real blessed. The timing right now, we're really at the right place. We're at the right time. We don't have to figure it out. Thanks to you and Marcy and everybody else. I really appreciate you.
Any last words, Bryan?
I think I've said it. Yeah.
Okay.
I would
Everybody,
just like to say one thing, because Bryan, it's just amazing how you just shared your all your wisdom, and hearing it from somebody who's been in that kind of build before, and how you vision what's coming and how you're working with your teams and creating a win-win and really balancing it out. Just like Michelle said too, it's really inspiring and motivational, because there's nothing too good for any of us. We all deserve this. So I think you really hit that nail hard. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bryan, thank you for coming back. Everybody, you got to know Bryan and Michelle personally. Thank you both so much. They're both on their way to SPD, so get ready to be interviewed again when that time is coming. But we'll definitely see each other at convention, and everybody's going to touch, feel, and hug both of you there. So thank you so much for your time. Bhimi, what an interview. Now, let's talk to our professionals. What do they need to know? Why is Lifewave so unique to this industry?
Well, I think they've covered it, but just to really recap quickly, is that we're patented. We have a strong foundation and a company that's seasoned, that's been around, that has the structure. We have an amazing leader and inventor with David Schmidt. We're in over 80 countries and opening more countries this year and next year. And the technology and the new technologies that are coming are going to keep us really on the forefront. Like David says, we're not just a patch company. We are a technology company. We are a biotech company, and everything, we have so many people in the pipeline. And every time a new technology hits, it's just going to ripple through. And really, we're untouchable. So the momentum is high, and people coming in get to ride that wave right at the top coming in. So the only thing that's a variable is how much you're going to work. What is your time commitment? Because you heard from Michelle, she's got a family, but she's doing it, and Bryan's doing it, and we all have different things going on. But the thing that's constant is the company has a great comp plan, and we have uniqueness. And in network marketing, that is like the golden goose.
Wow. You've heard it from Bhimi or SPD. I'm just going to piggyback one thing. And if anybody is watching the recording of this, if you are a brand new guest and you resonated with our guests here tonight, if you are watching any of our future podcasts, if you want more information, you can go to startx39now.com and check us out. I'm going to close the call with this. How do you know that if you are a $1 billion brand in the making? when you have a solution for 7.8 billion people in the world that has stem cells. If you just knew, or you know what I just said, everybody should be jumping through walls for this opportunity. So if you're watching this opportunity, if you resonate with this, if you're a guest that was invited on tonight, please talk to the person that invited you. Tell them you love to become a brand partner. We only have a few packages for you to join. We have a turnkey system for you to just learn skills, build a legacy or legendary wealth, okay, with our compensation plan. And we want you in our community. Team Evolve is celebrating our 4-year anniversary in September. We're kind of doing a little pre-celebration this Friday. So if you're going to be in Orange County, enjoy this part. Bryan, Michelle, thank you again for joining us. Bhimi, always thank you for being my beautiful co-host. And each one of our brand partners here, thank you so much. We love you for always supporting. And we're going to see you tomorrow, same time, same bat channel. Bye, everybody. Love you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Have a nice
Thank
evening.
you, everyone.
Nice,
Great call.
great
Bye-bye,
testimony.
everybody.
Good
Great
night.
call.
Thank
Good night.
you.
Good night.
Great